Remember, I was kind of like lying there, like getting my stomach pumped, like completely out of it. Hello, my beautiful friends of the internet. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Stripes are in right now. Go wear some stripes. Okay, so I've been watching a lot of Storytime videos. I'm sorry, I keep looking at the viewfinder. So I've been watching a lot of Storytime videos today and like in the past week where I love Storytime. So it got me thinking about all the crazy things that I have done, which are none. I was thinking of that one time I almost died. Yeah, and I'm not exaggerating, like I literally almost died. Um, okay, so I'm just gonna get right into the video because there's no point of doing an intro. If you like Storytime videos, keep on watching, click the thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and if you don't, well then you can leave. I won't be offended. This story starts when I was like 4 or 5 maybe. I don't know. And I was still living in Lithuania. If you didn't know, I'm from Lithuania. Yeah, okay. Then I think it was Easter or some sort of like event, and I was in my granny's house with my dad's mom, in my dad's side, granny's side, and we were there for Easter. It was just kind of a small family thing. We take Easter really seriously over there. Blah 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 blah. And then I just remember being there, and all the adults were like in the sitting room, and me and my cousin were playing in. No, all the adults were like in where the table was, and me and my cousin were playing in kind of like the sitting room slash office, blah blah blah. So then I wasn't like a snoopy child or anything, but my cousin was a little bit naughty. So anyway, we're playing doctors. Kids will be kids, you know. Do you ever play like, oh, you be the mom, I'll be the dad, or let's play family, or I don't know. That's just weird. Oh. But anyway, we were in there and we were playing doctors. All the family in the other room, we're just playing, you know, pretending I was the patient, she was the doctor, blah 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 blah. And I just remember, my granny came in, and we were really getting carried away with this game, and we were just like, can we like use your medicine to like pretend give to the patients? You know, we're not gonna do anything with it. We're just like, we want it to be more real. And honey, it got way too real. You can probably guess what happened. But so yeah, me being 4 or 5, we were playing this. I don't really quite remember. It's all kind of fuzzy, you know, like long-term memory, blah blah. I'm sorry, I keep saying that. It must be so annoying. So we're playing this game, and I think it was me that was initiated this. I was like, oh, why don't we just take the medicine? Like, blah blah. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I suppose I was 4, so I wasn't really thinking that much. But I just remember, I was like, oh, let's just take this pretty blue pill. Like, blah, blah, blah. And you can be the real patient, and I can do this and that. Sorry, car. Yeah, okay. And so we ended up taking this blue or pink pill. I don't know. Maybe that's just my imagination making up colors. And as you know, like old people, the elderly medicine is quite strong. Like, you know, like adults or whatever would not get the same kind of, not dosage, but just the strength of the medicine and the tablets and the pills and all that was like way, way, way up there. And obviously as a child, like you cannot be taking something that is just so strong because it will fuck you up. And I remember I was taking it, and I just remember leaning over the sofa, and there was pills over there, and I don't know what was going on. It was kind of supposed silly of my grandmother to be like, yeah, here you go, you can play with these pills, but they really, we weren't bad kids. So I was like, she obviously was like, oh, they're not going to do anything, you know, like I'll come in here and watch them, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, so we ended up taking these pills, yeah, and I just remember walking into the kitchen, and there was like a table beside the window, and they were sitting there, And I just walked in, and you know the way kids are sometimes like really like they're messing, and you're being like really silly, and you're like oh, or like dropping everything. You're like oh, this is so funny. So that's how I was being. And my mom was, I just remember her giving out to me, and I remember there was like this thermos thing on the counter, and I like knocked it over. But this was only, I wasn't being silly or funny or trying to be annoying. I was like messed up from this medicine. I don't even know how much I took. Um, yeah, from this really strong fucking like ass medicine. I just remember being really like, I suppose I was like high, not in a good way. But and my mom's giving out to me, and then she realized that something was up, because obviously if I did something and she gave out to me, then I'd be like, okay, like I wouldn't do it anymore, because well, your parents are scary and you listen to them. Okay, listen to your parents, kids. And she realized that something was wrong because I just was not responding to her. I was just like, what? Like, what's going on? Well, and I was just like swaying. She was telling me this, by the way. And I was swaying around the place. And then I don't really remember much after that, other than my mom telling me that they walked into the sitting room, they saw the pills, and my granny freaked out, of course, because, well, if something bad happened to us, it would have been kind of her fault. Sorry, granny. And obviously, I remember my dad took me in the arms, and thank God the hospital was literally across the road. So, yeah, this is the bit that saved me. We had taken, I don't know if we took much of the medicine or whatever, but us being 4 or 5 years old, like we didn't have a high tolerance for this medicine. We're not supposed to take this medicine. And they ran us to the hospital, and thank God it was only across the road, like what, 5 minute like walk, like run, and you're there. And obviously they got us into the emergency and all that. And so I was really off my face, like, as you do at 4 years old. I was really off my face, and I remember hallucinating. I just remember I was kind of like lying there, like getting my stomach pumped, like completely out of it. I was just lying there, and I just remember like the roof, like let's say this is the roof, and it like opened like this, and there was like a disco. Like I was so happy. There was like dancing like animals, dancing people, like a big disco ball, like wow, like amazing music playing, and I was just like enjoying myself. I was like, yeah, like wow, like this is amazing. Obviously I didn't know what the hell was going on. I did not know I was messed up from this medicine. I didn't know that I was hallucinating at the time, because like you're a kid, like you don't really, like, your memory's fuzzy from when you were that young. And I just remember like seeing all the dancing and all the like amazing, and I was like, yeah, this is amazing, like not knowing what the hell is going on with the rest of my body. And then I remember looking down, because I was sort of aware of what I had done, I guess, and what was happening, or I was kind of hallucinating. And I remember looking, like, I was, let's say this is me lying down, and I remember looking over to like my left, and my cousin, which was, I think she's like a year younger than me, she would have been 3, 4 if I was 5. She would have been 4, I think, or she's 2 years younger than me. So if I was like 5 or 6, she would have been like 3. Oh god, that's so hard. No, 4. Oh my god, maths. Okay, I just remember turning and seeing her, but it was like she was on like a really old, like, just, it was like a stone kind of, just imagine like a stone, if you go into a church and you go to altar, and there's this like kind of like an island in the kitchen, let's say, and it was just stone, and it looked really cold, I remember. And I could see her like, this obviously wasn't happening, but I could see her lying down, and I remember seeing her mom and her dad and like the doctors, they were crying around her. I remember hallucinating that she was dying, and this was absolutely terrifying to me. I was like, what is going on? Like, she's dying. I was probably crying at this point. I don't know what the hell is going on. I see she's like being cut open. She's just like dead, like on the table, and I'm like, oh my god, what the hell is going on? And I was just freaking out. And then after that, I don't really remember anything. I didn't hallucinate or anything. I just remember waking up after, like, they obviously had me on those what do you call those things in the hospital that go in your veins, and they're you know what I'm talking about. I was on those, and they had pumped my stomach, and I was taking this medicine that will flush everything out of my body. And I remember waking up, No, I don't remember waking up actually. Why am I lying? And yeah, my parents were just telling me. Obviously, when I was little, I didn't really pay much attention to this, but like obviously as I got older, my parents told me that like if I wouldn't have, let's say, came in the room into the kitchen and like my mom wouldn't have noticed that something was up, and the doctor said that if they were literally about 5 minutes later, if they would have came about 5 minutes later to the hospital, I was probably gonna die. Like they would have been able to do anything. So I literally survived by like teeny tiny hair on my head, and I am. See, I think about this, and then it gets real deep because I'm like, if I wasn't meant to die. Obviously, there's been other encounters where I feel like I could have died over the years, but I didn't. So I'm like, well, this is crazy. Like it was just crazy. I was like, what the hell? Like I could have died. Like I would not be here right now. I would. My parents would have one less child. I wouldn't have, like, my friends wouldn't know me. Like nothing. Like I would not have existed. It's oh, like yeah, it gives me shivers, and it kind of terrifies me when I think about it. So I guess this is kind of like a warning too. Like don't mess around with stuff like that. Um, it's just really dangerous for you. Watch your kids, please, because kids are stupid and silly, and they don't think what's going on, and they like it was crazy. Although one good thing from it was I kind of did enjoy being in the hospital because you're all like taken care of, and the hospital food was amazing. No, but seriously, on a serious note, just be careful. Don't ever overdose on medicine or anything else. Uh, just for your own safety, because you really don't know when things can go the completely opposite way. You will not see coming, and something bad could happen, and it's just awful. Like, imagine a parent losing its child at the age of 4 or 5. Like, that's absolutely horrible. And I'm just so grateful that I'm still alive, even though the story, I kind of told it like kind of lightheartedly, but at the end of the day, it's pretty serious. So yeah, if you enjoyed the story time, click the thumbs up, or just let me know if you want to hear anything else, even though my life is not exciting at all, like, at all. Like, I have no friends or no life. No, I'm kidding. But if you'd like to see more videos, click the thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. I mean, how can you say no? I'm kidding. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think if you enjoy this video. I will talk to you guys in my next video.